everyone. Toni Saunders here, and welcome to My Passion. Today we're going to talk about due process and what does it mean and how do I do it. I know they give you a notice of procedural safeguards of some kind, no matter what state you're in. That's supposed to tell you everything you need to know, but they don't explain the processes. So I want to explain to you what the first thing you need to know about due process. So here we go. When you're not happy with the IEP that they gave you, with the evaluations that they gave you, anything like that, and you request to have them done outside of the school system, like getting a neuropsychological evaluation, for example, and they don't want to pay for it, and they're supposed to. Well, that's when you say, okay, I'd like to have another team meeting. I'd like to have a mediation. And mediation, by the way, is voluntary. In other words, if you want to have a mediation and the school doesn't, and they say, no, we're not going to mediate with you, they have the right to say that. And on the flip side, you have the right to say no if they request a mediation. What is mediation anyway? Mediation is when the state sends someone to come in and help you make decisions. Or not. It's not something that, is etched in stone. That, if you go into a mediation with your school district, you may not win. You may not get anything from them, in other words, anything you want. When you have a mediation, the mediator doesn't know anything about what's going on. So what you have to do is explain why you need a mediation if you're the one requesting it. And the school, on the other side, has to do the same thing. If they don't like what you're saying, I'm not accepting this IEP, or I'm accepting it in part, well, there are things that the in part is that you don't accept. And the person from the state will sit and listen to your side, and then they'll listen to the school side, or vice versa, whoever it is that requested the mediation. You get to say anything you want to get what you want. You have to have reasons for what you want. And so don't they. It's not, just you speaking to them. It's everybody having conversation. And then when people have said their piece, you separate. The school side goes to one room, and you stay in the room that you're in. And the mediator walks to both sides, talks to them about what was said, talks to you about what was said, and how you feel about what was said. You get to choose whether or not you want to do that, but that is a good way of getting what you want. If you have the right words to say why you want something specific. In the end, the mediator might say, I think we've come to a decision. Or, I don't think we're going to work this out. So what comes next if you can't work it out? Well, you can have an executive opinion, which means going to the hearing officer, stating your case, showing your files, whatever it is that you want and why. And the hearing officer, who is the executive opinion person, will make a decision, either for you or against you. So like I said, you have to have, when you're going through any of the due processes, you have to understand what it is you want, why you want it, and why your child needs it. The next one you would go to is a hearing, a full-fledged hearing. It's almost like you have a judge sitting in the center of the room, and everyone has submitted paperwork to support their side. You may want to get an attorney for this. You can do it on your own. You can do it with an advocate, but make sure that everyone knows the procedures. For example, when you're going to hearing, you have to have these binders, 3 of them that are the same exact binder. One goes to the other side, one goes to the hearing officer, and you have one. And inside of those binders are the evaluations, any kind of issues that are going on in writing, and everyone has the same paperwork. And the school has to do the exact same thing. Now, rest assured, the school is going to bring their attorney. Attorneys cost a lot of money, but there are some attorneys out there who will work with you on how much it costs, because it can be pretty substantial. Some people refinance their houses just so that they can go to hearing. I don't recommend that, but if it's that important to you and you have the money to be able to do that, go for it. Go for it. It's all in what you believe your child's not getting. And for them, they believe they're giving your child everything your child needs. Who knows who's right and who's wrong? But a hearing officer is going to hear both sides. You get to speak your piece. You may be asked questions about your piece. And the same goes for the school district. Now, the one thing about having a hearing that you need to understand, if you lose the hearing, if the hearing officer comes back with the school is right and you're wrong, the school has the right to ask for reimbursement for the attorney's fees. And whoever they brought to speak on their behalf. And you too. If you have a neuropsychological evaluation, chances are you're going to need that neuropsychologist to be at the hearing, because they're the only ones who can speak to what they wrote. And you need that person. You may have to pay for that person. That person may be available only by phone. The hearing officer needs to know everything. So if the neuropsychologist can't be at the actual hearing, you can have them on the telephone and they will speak their piece. That's a last resort. Going to hearing. It's a last resort. I've done a few. I've lost a couple. And I've won more than I've lost. But I have to tell you, it's daunting work. Daunting to put together information for a hearing, to fill up those 3 binders. It's a lot of work. So if you're really interested in having a hearing, understand it's best to have an attorney with you so that they know what to say and do, and there's no question about what you want. And I want to say, it's up to you. It's up to you. You have to feel passionate about what you want for your child and why it's so important. That's it. Due process. Now you know what things are out there and available to you when the team says no to something you want. You have a good day. And subscribe, because every Tuesday night I will be telling you and teaching you more. That's it. You have a good day.